wake your ass up. I'm telling you. I'm finna get on Jesus' head. I'm finna put this nigga in the headlock. Sick of this nigga, man. Alright? Now, before I jump off into Jesus and explain to y'all why Jesus is the Grim Reaper, okay? Jesus is the killer of black consciousness. And I mean that. I really mean that. He's the killer of the black conscious mind, the conscious spirit, the conscious fight, who we truly are. Jesus keeps you away from that. Okay? Now, I want y'all to understand what colonization is. Colonization has a lot to do with our society today and the reason why black people love King Jesus so much. Okay? Because it's been beat into us. And what I want y'all to understand, what I mean by being beat into us, is that your ancestors were defeated and conquered. A civilized people. Your ancestors, yes, we were civilized hundreds of thousands of years before Jesus. Another power came in and colonized us, and they imposed the religion on us. Okay? And when they imposed their religion, off the rip, you know, we had ancestors who wasn't with it. So a lot of them died because they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to switch. They didn't want to believe in no King Jesus. A lot of them left wherever a lot of them fled. But those that stayed there, they were forced to believe in. And a lot of those people switched just to live. You know, there's some bitch ass niggas out here. It is. There's some bitch ass niggas watching. There's some bitch ass niggas out here. And some of them just switched just to live. But a lot of those people that were colonized, it wasn't necessarily for them per se. It was for their next generation. Because every generation is an open vessel. If you raise a black child, black woman, it don't matter how you raise them or where you raise them. If you raise them that there's a man in the sky and that Jesus will save you, that's what they gonna believe. Okay? You can teach a child anything. You can turn a child into a killer, raise them up. But my point is, we were colonized, so our next generation would fall under white rule. Okay? That's why Jesus is the Grim Reaper of your consciousness. He keep you from fighting back. He keep you from even studying up on this type of stuff. Now, what I want y'all to realize when I talk about colonization, a lot of this started in 1492. That's why they like that date so much. That's when they say Christopher Columbus came over here and all that. But 1492 is when the end of the Granada War was. And y'all look that up, the Granada War. It was a war that was fought pretty much against black and white over in Spain. And a lot of the black people that were ruling Spain, for those who don't know where Spain is the western part of Europe. And black people were ruling that area. And this was 1492. This is recent. Okay? So when the white army came, I think it was Ferdinand II, I believe, who came in. And they defeated the black army, the black nation that was there. They ended up eventually defeating them. After they had already been running that place for over, I think, 700 years, I believe. 800 years they had been running that place. They were finally defeated. And when they were defeated, they were forced to switch their religion from Islam or the animist religion that they had. Because a lot of them were Islam, because the Islam had enslaved Africans, you know, hundreds of years before a Christian did, pretty much. So when they converted them, a lot of them left, or a lot of them was killed. Like I said, a lot of them had to switch. And a lot of the conquered blacks were then brought over to Hispaniola and stuff like that. And the native people, the native blacks of Hispaniola and all that, this is when all this enslavement started. Because I believe that the conquered blacks over in Spain are the ones who showed Christopher Columbus how to get over here. We already knew about North America, South America. We know about these lands for hundreds of thousands of years. You can go all the way back to the Olmecs. Even the ancient Egyptians were coming back and forth to North America and stuff like that. So we knew about these lands. And I think that after we were conquered in Spain, in Europe, the black people that were conquered there, after they were conquered, they were forced to show them, so to speak, the new world. Okay? And after these days, the Bible, the King James Version of the Bible, came into play in 1611. Okay, and this is after the war and stuff, after our religion had been switched. So to me, this looks like a time when they trying to innovate it. You know, they in power now. They trying to redo it. They gonna make sure that it's solid. And that's why you get a lot of verses in there about slavery, about keeping a certain group of people down. Even the story of Ham, when you talk about Noah's Ark and when they came off and the people of Ham, all the people of Ham are Africans. That's all the black people. And they supposedly cursed and was ordained to be slaves to their brothers, to Noah's other children, to the white people. And this is in the Bible. And they use Jesus to pretty much sugarcoat this shit. All this indoctrination that's in the Bible. That's why I say Jesus is the Grim Reaper. Jesus is the one that's leading you to the death of your consciousness. That's deep. Y'all got to pay attention to this shit, okay? Even the letter J wasn't even invented until, 1527 or something like that, 1525. So there was no Jesus back when we was building pyramids. There was no Jesus in our conscious mind back when we was doing great things, okay? Back before we was colonized. And even being colonized, like I said, it's fairly new to us. It's very new. We've been civilized for hundreds of thousands of years. So this thing about Jesus has really killed our fight. It makes us turn the other cheek. Like I said, it makes us want to bow down on our knees and give all praise to to God, to the Most High. And you got black people out here who think they Hebrews and Jews. You got black people who think they Israelites and think they not even Africans. They don't even fuck with black people. You know, they think they closer to the white man than they is the Africans. Do you see how sick this shit is? And that's why I say Jesus is the killer of the black conscious mind. And he has colonized you. And until you let him go, you cannot be free. If you live and die under Jesus Christ, you live and die conquered. Our ancestors were conquered by religion, okay? It was forced on us. And if you didn't like it, they would kill you, beat you, make sure you like it. And even if you didn't like it, they would breed you and make sure your baby like it, okay? It was beaten, and that's why our grandmothers and so on love King Jesus so much, because it's been beat into you. And through your genetic memory, through your genetic tradition, your genetic memory that you can't see, that's in your blood, you love King Jesus. That's why when you hear Jesus, you just shiver. Because a nigga used to get their ass beat that they ain't believe in Jesus. Okay? So y'all got to understand, Jesus is the Grim Reaper. People kill under King Jesus. The KKK kill in the name of Jesus. People go to war. It's been Christian wars. I mean, the churches went to war. The Europeans went to war over Jesus. If somebody died right now, you would thank Jesus it wasn't you. If something happened, if somebody got mangled, somebody got stripped down, blew up, you would thank Jesus it wasn't you. Or you would just pray for him. You ain't gonna do nothing. So y'all gotta understand why Jesus has killed our consciousness. He makes you not want to fight back against shit. Whatever you're dealing with in life, you feel like God done gave you that. That is what it is. The Bible, right? Yep, Bible said we curse. Black people cursed anyway. We ain't shit anyway. We supposed to be the slave anyway. So we supposed to come from the gutter. Jesus, he killing your conscious mind. So if you live and die under Jesus Christ, you live and die conquered. Like it or not.